My dear and esteemed viewer, currently, within the collective of humanity, there is a great darkness. There is a great focused current of fear being injected by the AI hive mind through any means possible to disempower the human collective. And the reason for such a action, for such a strategic plan of manifestation, the reason why why all of us are subject to this attack, this current of fear with the ultimate goal of disempowerment, is simply to keep you in your place, to prevent you from rising above yourself. And all I can do is provide a narrative, if you will. And I choose the Socratic method as the dialogue between you, my dear esteemed viewer, my student, and I as the teacher. Now, the Socratic method involves a continual probing of questions from the teacher in a concerted effort to explore the underlying beliefs that shape your views and opinions. Now, obviously, we're not engaged in any kind of real-time dialogue. However, I have the ability to determine the pace, determine the quality, the message, the energy of my video presentation. So you will see a type of oddity, maybe. Every so often I'll throw out something that maybe isn't quite in congruence with earlier messages or a theme that I wish to portray. However, it is the only way that I have to elicit your energetic response, whether it be positive or negative. It doesn't matter. Really, all that matters is a response. So you'll find me making a video like I did, What is Ragnarok? The last two video, I believe, that I had presented and made an offering to you, my dear esteemed viewer. And as an alchemist, I lead by example. And one of the examples is the tool of the Socratic method of presentation. We are all subject to these dark energies. As I stated, humanity, the collective of humanity, is under a severe attack by an invisible evil. And it manifests through the AI hive mind, through your digital devices, through the 7 sins, the 7 great vices, if you will, preying upon you and your spiritual development and enlightenment. I'm not immune to that. However, for me, the way that I express the darkness that I'm subject to, the attacks, the psychic attacks that I'm subject to, I'm not immune to it. All I can do is recognize it and transmute it. So my way of recognizing it and my way of service to the collective of humanity is to present that darkness that I go through, that I experience as a result of living in this 3rd dimensional reality. And I mythologize that darkness, that dark energy. I essentially present it in such a fashion that it's offered to the collective. And rather than express it through what is expected of me in this typical sort of 3rd dimensional reality, and express anger according to the narrative that is being presented by the AI liberal hive mind, I unplugged from that, as I've unplugged from the digital matrix, from the AI hive mind. And I choose to express what I go through in my own fashion. And of course, it's not going to be understood by everybody because most people are involved in linear thinking. And until you understand multidimensionality, even though I can't say it, and begin to develop within your mental construct, your divine human matrix, quantum thinking, and a sense of dimensionality, these things are going to catch you off guard. However, evil is invisible. Evil is an attack against human spiritual development and enlightenment. All this evil, all this dysfunctionality, neurosis, all of this that's being injected into our collective reality has one motive and one motive only, which is to destroy your chance of arising above yourself. Now listen, I want you to hit that subscribe button, okay? I want you to take this chance and this journey along with the Umbanda New Earth Education broadcast and embrace your chance of arising above yourself. I want you from now on to always think of evil like that whenever you see it. And you'll have a lot to think about, won't you? They'll make sure the AI hive mind, the lamestream media, CNN, all that stuff, that's their job, is to present evil to you nonstop, without let up, a relentless barrage of constant negative, fear-based news programming. So wherever you encounter it, with the thugs and the terrorists that you see in this lamestream news, Hunter Biden, pedophile, all of that stuff, thugs and terrorists, even in your own immediate reality, the AI hive mind has it all programmed. You're walking down the street, you see that mother slap her child viciously, not to correct this child, but to get out her own pressures and pain, taking out her own pain on the innocent. And in that sense, the deep state, the dark cabal, the Illuminati, sees us as nothing but innocent victims to be abused and exploited and to kept in servitude. Now, whenever you encounter evil, you are to at once know that its basic and fundamental and sick purpose is to prevent human beings from escaping evil, from rising above their own evil, from escaping the digital matrix. Not only that, but the spirit of maliciousness and darkness is vicious, ruthless. Nothing stops it except one thing, which is the appearance of light, of course. If I go into a darkened room, a room that is pitch black, and I shine a light, if I turn on the light switch, or if I have a ultraviolet light flashlight like I carry around, or an infrared device, and I shine light into that dark room, the darkness will vanish to proportionate to the extent of the light introduced. However, that does not work the other way around. If there is a room full of light, if there is a human full of light, the darkness has no power. The darkness does not affect the light, one full of light, a room full of light, a human full of light. The darkness has no effect. The darkness is impotent. And your rulers know that, and they are desperate. Nothing stops its viciousness, though. This collective psychology, assault on our collective psychology, nothing stops its viciousness. And it is looking for weak, ignorant human beings to bluff. That's all it wants, to bluff you in this game. Evil wants you to think that its power is absolute and endless. It wants to so make you quake and quiver that all you'll do is fall down and worship it. Now, that could be negative comments from people in your life or in your social media or videos you post. You'll see evil come along and want to throw something at you to bluff you, to disempower you, because they want to make the strong quake and quiver. Those full of light, they can't stand that. And they want you to fall down and worship it. Their little opinion, their little dark perspective that is impotent and ultimately weak and worthless as the mumblings of an old hag, an old toothless hag that screams out in its fire. It screams out, listen to this. Listen to my little perspective opinion of fear, because I want you to have that fear. I want you to quake and fall down and worship this fear. You may not have ever heard it said this way before, and it may be new to you. And because it's new, you may reject it outright. But I'm telling you the fact. The spirit of evil says, it screams out, I have a right to destroy you. It has a right to continue to be evil, to prevent you from finding the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of hell doesn't want you to find the kingdom of heaven. I have a right to do that. And if you oppose me, if you resist, if you don't agree with my all-powerful state, if you don't agree with that, I will show you no mercy. It won't show you anyway. It will never show you mercy because it is weak and impotent and desperate. Evil is a force, a power. And I want to explain now, before we go on, something else about it that you've not uncovered for yourself, which connects with my earlier statement that only light can destroy the darkness of evil. When you ladies are afraid of a cruel man, an evil man, when you men are afraid of anything or anyone, I want you to remember this phrase. My fear is his power. My fear is his power. Now, you don't get it, you don't understand it, but get it down so that you can start on it, because I don't ever want you to miss this. My fear is his power. I can't tell you how many times I've had a bully approach me, and the fact that I looked them in the eye and just called their bluff, I watched them melt right at my feet as I dismantled them, first mentally, and then if I had to, physically, over and over again. Because my fear is his power, but I have no fear, absolutely zero fear. I would rather die than show fear. And when that bully realizes that, they melt. And when this bully that is collectively trying to disturb mankind, to enslave us through perpetual fear and bondage, well, they'll melt as well. They've melted in my life. You really believe that sickness, neurosis, psychotherapy, you believe that sickos, you really believe that they have a power independent of you? They don't. Their pseudo power, their base low life activities depend on you and your fear. Now, don't think you understand the meaning behind that just because you have got a surface understanding of the idea. Only spirituality can understand that. But I'm giving you the start so you can eventually understand that when you don't fear anything, it ceases to exist. It vanishes. Now you know what to do with that bully. Now you know what to do with that sly evil and darkness that you sense has snuck into this society, and to this world, and disguised itself. And even its disguise, by the way, it's disguising itself as a good man or a good organization or a good cause, a good purpose. Its slyness is a part of its scheme to bewilder you, so that in the weakness of your bewilderment, you will fall down and worship it. And you worship it with a useless plea. Have mercy on me. I told you it won't happen. They have no mercy. Evil cannot be anything but evil. Therefore, the walk away exercise is the only one that is effective for it. Walk away. What does that mean? There is that person threatening you. There is that organization that is trying to make you feel as if it has power over you. What do? You walk away, either physically or mentally, psychologically. You walk away. You don't recognize its power. I am not going to be afraid of you. I know you say that and you really are, but start. You know that there are some countries that don't recognize another country, who don't recognize your existence. Don't you recognize the reality of evil as something that has power over you, or that has any existence at all outside of you? If every other human being on earth was terrified and believed in evil and believed in its power, if everyone else recognized it, you don't have to. And if you don't, then you will be the one person on earth who is free. I know I am free. Walk away means to have the connection of fear between you and that person or that situation, either inside you or outside you. There is no connection, because there is a clear, real freedom is a clear recognition of the non-existence of evil as far as you are concerned now, because now you are enlightened, because you see and understand. To walk away means when you are confronted with evil, that you don't argue with it, you don't plead with it for mercy, you don't fight it, because all these things are done in an attempt for you to try to feel safe, to feel that you can have power over evil. But there are two delusions there. That there is a you that can have power over evil, and that evil has power over itself. When you think of evil, therefore, my fear is its power. If you didn't have fear, there would not be power on its part, because it would vanish. It would vanish. The banishment of your fear would banish its so-called power. Try it. Try it and see that it works. Try it and hit that subscribe button and join the ranks of those who are not afraid. Not afraid to express their truth, not afraid to look evil in the eye, laugh at it, smile at it, and watch it wither. Watch the bully just shrink into that little shadow, the little man who has all the projections of the mainstream media behind it, amplifying it through Hollywood, through the predictive programming that goes on daily. Trust me, the power of your subconscious mind, devoid of any fear, is what they fear. And the collective of humanity is realizing that day by day. And so to get back to my method of presenting the service that I believe that I am enlisted, why I'm here on this planet, is to pull back the curtains, to reveal this sick liberal hive mind, this AI, artificial intelligence hive mind, this transhumanist agenda that is seeking to disempower humans, to get you in their digital concentration camp, the metaverse, to constantly bombard you with fear and keep you from the gnosis of the fact that you are truly a divine spiritual being in a human suit, in a genetic vehicle, this biological organic meat puppet suit. And as long as your perspective is only limited to that, then you're in the trap. But as soon as you blast through all of that and your spirit connects back to source, to infinite intelligence, and you understand the power that you, as a divine human who is a spirit, who is a fractal of God, a fractal of source, having a human experience, when you realize that life is your play toy, when you banish fear from your existence, you are your own leader, your own ruler. You might as well start right now taking all the sculpting tools and start chiseling your face into that mountain, because God damn it, mine's right there. That's where my fucking face is.
Namaste. Namaskaram.